Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Every Rush song.
Hello, dearest Rush fan. Welcome to one of the first few of many episodes of Every Rush Song, where we will, at some point, analyze every Rush song. It will be me and my two good friends, Rush fans, musicians, songwriters, just experts in all things music. May I present to you my good friend, Tim McComas, and
Hello
my other
there,
good
Jay.
friend,
And your other Goodford?
and my other good friend, Jay Ray.
Hiya.
So we thought to start this off, we were just going to give a little bit of intro of ourselves so that you would know who are these knuckleheads that think they know so much about Rush. And we thought a fun way to start that would be to go around talking about how we got into the greatest band in the history of rock and roll. Who wants to start? Is anybody just feeling all, hey, I'm going to start. Let me start. I'm going to start. Pick me.
If I could just, say, I would like to hear, how you got into Rush. I think
Yes,
that would be a
Jay.
good start.
Okay. Well, so when I was in junior high, my parents
Boring. Sorry. All right, go ahead.
one time in band camp, and when I was in junior high, my parents read some book about how rock and roll was a bunch of devil worshippers and all this. So they made me throw away all of my records, all of my rock and roll records. And at the time, I didn't have a lot, and most of them were Kiss, but they still made me throw them all away. And then a couple of weeks later, I'm over at a friend's house, and he was playing some Rush albums, and it was The Spirit of Radio. I guess it was Permanent Ways, because it was The Spirit of Radio and Free Will. And I just sat there in front of the stereo, just replaying the songs over and over again. Got a cassette, made copies of it so that I could listen to them over and over again, and just decided at that point, if I had to leave home, if I had to change my religion, whatever I had to do, I was going to listen to that music from then on. And that's how I discovered the Rush.
That's a beautiful story.
That makes me
Yeah,
cry.
Shane
just thinking
discovered
about it.
Rush because of religious oppression.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. They were holding the Red Star proudly high in hand.
How about you, Tim?
Tell us about.
Well, guys, as a young kid, my rock and roll influences started off with the Osmonds, and then progressed to AC/DC and, of course, Kiss.
Uh-huh.
The natural progression. Yeah, I get it.
Right. And so I was at my next door neighbor's house, and
How old were you again?
I bet you this was 7th grade, I guess.
Okay.
And
Did your neighbors,
6th or 7th grade.
did his name rhyme with Schmon Schmitchell?
Yes, it absolutely did.
Okay, just curious.
And it was the brother Maine Mitchell that had purchased the Permanent Waves album.
Ah.
And so he was having me and his younger brother, who was my age, Jan, we listened to The Spirit of Radio. And I wasn't that impressed at first, because I'm listening to Kiss and AC/DC,
Yeah.
and I heard Getty's voice, and I thought, that sounds like a girl. I wasn't all that impressed. Well, 7th grade, I'm becoming a drummer. You know, I'm in beginner percussion, and I'm at a family event, and I've got a couple of older cousins that had the Exit Stage Left album, and one of my cousins, he made me go into the room to listen to the YYZ, or if you're in Canada, YYZ drum solo. And so I listened to it, and he's all in my face. You think you'll ever be that good? I don't think you'll be that good. So, yeah, I'm like, I'm in 7th grade, But it was really it was moving pictures as I started to progress in drumming and trying to learn to play a drum kit. Um, I was handling playing the Osmonds Crazy Horses and Kiss's Love Gun pretty good, and I needed to progress to something else. And I had the Moving Pictures album, and I tried to play Tom Sawyer, and I lasted 30 seconds before both of my arms fell off. And
Oh
it was
no, I'm sorry.
yes, yes, it was at that point right there that I knew I had just heard the pinnacle of rock and roll drumming.
Hell yeah.
And that's what I wanted to sound like. That's what I wanted to play like. And so I just really dove in to moving pictures. And then I remember actually then going and buying Permanent Wave, not really remembering the first time I'd listened to Spirit of Radio.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is the guy that sounds like the girl. Yeah. But that was, and from there it was Rush all the time.
Yeah.
So, Permanent
What
Waves
about you,
vocals.
Jay?
Well, let me set the scene for you. Summer
It was a
1978.
cold and dark.
Summer 1978. I'm a wee child of 7-ish, 8. There's this girl. I really like her. She goes to my church, and one day we're hanging out, and I've never kissed a girl before, so she let me kiss her, and so I got a little kiss on the cheek. So it's my first kiss, and her name, ironically enough, was Robin.
Oh.
Not the same Robin, but a different Robin.
Wow.
So that's how that happened.
Wait a second.
Wait. I don't
You went to a girl's house that you went to church with, and she kissed you on the cheek. At the time, were you listening to Rush?
Oh,
What was the question?
I'm sorry.
Because that would
Misunderstood the
probably be
question.
a first.
I must have misunderstood the question.
I guess you did. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
That's why your story was so much better
kind
than
of a
ours.
different scene. So I guess really, first of all, my introduction to Rush, even though at the time I didn't realize it was Rush, was I was really into wrestling, the local wrestlers here, the Von Erichs and all that, and I loved this theme that Kerry Von Erich came out to, the Tom Sawyer, and I'm like, this is a just cool song, and then I don't really think I got into him until high school when I met you guys. And you guys were always in bands and stuff, and I was just a nobody. But I remember riding in a car one night, and somebody was playing Rush. And honestly, I don't remember, Tim, if it was you or if it was Shane. But I remember hearing this, and I thought they weren't what I expected. I thought they were like, I thought I was going to listen to them, and I was going to instantly end up in hell because,
It sounded a little demonic.
Yeah, with spelling the pentagram, all that with 2112. And I'm like, what is this? What is this magic? And it's kind of like in the whole 2112 overture, the discovery of the guitar. I'm like, this is amazing. And then, but the first album that I really got into was Power Windows, and that's the first tour I saw. And but I got my early introduction to, but it was really with Power Windows that I started really getting into Rush, and I didn't understand why everybody wasn't into Rush.
How could you not listen to those first few notes of Tom Sawyer and not be hooked?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I never understood that. I've never understood that.
That Tom Sawyer is a real hooker. Sorry.
And scene. Yeah, and I think Jay mentioned something that is pretty interesting is that the three of us have been friends since the 80s. So going on, how many years is that now? Like
That's 35
40,
years.
Well,
35, 40 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the three of us since the '80s, but me and you, Shane, since the '70s.
The 70s. That's
Right.
so, I mean, how?
Now those are the 1970s, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, not
Yeah.
the 2070s. Have we
Right.
had those? We're still waiting on those, aren't we? Damn it.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
still
still
sad
waiting
that
on
I won't
that.
be around for 2112.
I will.
Just be patient.
Yes,
Be
you
patient.
will.
I
guarantee it.
will. I will.
He will be a head in a jar or a head on a robot body, but he will be
Right.
around.
Right.
In a jar.
I will be around. Yes.
I want to see the Tim head in a jar. Since
Yeah.
his arms fell off anyway, the first few
Right.
seconds into playing Tom Sawyer, might as well put his head in a jar.
And
Right.
I just want to mention here also, I got introduced to the greatness of Rush, Neil Peart. It was because of listening to Tim play Rush tunes, and I still to this day, if anybody disagrees with me, I will fight them. I think Tim is one of the best drummers I know. And if you disagree, I will fight you.
Okay.
Now I
All
fight
right.
as I don't know if you might not know this, but I don't fight with fists. I fight with my witty repartee.
Repartee.
Yes.
Quite the raconteur is Jay.
Yes. But no, Tim is an amazing drummer, and I think more people should know that.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I've seen a lot of
That's just
drummers.
so-
Huh?
Seen a lot of drummers, and I played with a lot of drummers. One of which is Tim, and he's definitely the best one I've played with,
Yeah.
and right up there with all of the. So
Whenever
the guy
when I-
knows what he's talking about.
whenever I
The
see
check's in the mail. The check
Whenever
is in the mail.
when I ever see a local band and then I listen to the drummer, I'm like, they're all right. But they're no Tim.
They're okay. They're okay.
You know what? That's exactly what I say. I go see a local band. I'm like, man, that guy's okay, but he's no Tim.
See, that's
That'll be
what
the new thing now.
that's what I love about. This is why we're friends, because we're all so incredibly and wonderfully modest.
Yeah.
Modest.
Yes. No one's modesty exceeds that of any of ours. It is
Really
the
doesn't.
utmost modesty there is known to humankind.
I mean, I dare say it's my favorite quality about us.
Well, there you have it, Rush fan. We, I think, would like to hear how you got introduced to Rush. So at some point, you can email us or just whatever social media platform you found us on. Let us know and join our Facebook group. We have one ready. We don't announce it yet because we're still doing these intro podcast episodes here. But yeah, we want to know. And that's what we got for today. And we will see you in the next episode of every Rush song.
Thank you very kindly.
You want to wait? We lost you.